What's up, y'all? We are back with another Move with Abby Mat Pilates inspired workout. Today you're gonna need a pair of light dumbbells, and we got 15-minute legs and glutes. Hope you're ready. Let's do it. What's up, y'all? I just want to hop on here and say that this video is going to be a voiceover because the audio didn't record. So here we go.
All right, y'all, we're gonna start with a bridge series. So go ahead and lay down on your back. Feet go flat on your mat, arms are long by your side. Nice and slow, we're gonna drive through our heels, send our hips all the way up till you got one straight line from your knees through your hips, all the way down to your shoulders, and then roll all the way back down. Nice and slow, really articulating through your spine, rolling up and down, one vertebrae at a time. If you wanna challenge here, arms can reach long to the ceiling. Really squeezing your glutes at the top, pulling heels to glutes, keeping the hamstrings engaged. We're gonna hold the hips high, start to work through some marches. Coming up in 5, hips stay high here in 3, 2, 1. You bring one leg up to tabletop, find a pause, and then place your foot back on the mat. Slowly lifting one leg up and then placing it back down, trying to keep your hips level and in line with one another. Arms can press down into the mat for a little bit more support here. We're gonna move into some single leg work here in 3, 2, 1. Keeping one leg nice and long, you slowly roll down, tapping your booty down on your mat, and then driving through your heel to send your hips back up. A small range of motion, but don't underestimate it here. I know your glute, your hamstring is feeling it. We got one little hold coming up, and then we'll switch sides. You meet me at the top of your single leg bridge in 3, 2, and 1. Little press up an inch and down an inch. We're gonna switch legs in 3, 2, 1. Right foot comes down, left leg goes high. You slowly roll down, tapping your booty down on the mat, driving through your right heel, sending your hips right back up. Again, small range of motion, warming up that right glute, right hamstring. You can always press your arms down into the mat for more support. Hips stay high in 3, 2, and 1. A little press to finish. Down an inch and up an inch. We're moving into a bird dog set after this. You'll grab that dumbbell in 3, 2, and 1. Both feet down. We finish with a little press at our bridge, up an inch and down an inch. Bird dog coming up, warming up our first side in 3, 2, and 1. Roll it all the way down. Grab one of your dumbbells. We're gonna hook it behind our left knee, bringing your left hand back down to the mat once you've hooked the dumbbell. I like to flex my foot, but you can point your toes if that feels better for you. It really doesn't matter to me. Shoulders stacked over the wrist, core is pulled up and in, chest is hollow. I stamp my left foot up to the ceiling for 3, big squeeze at the top, 2, and 1. I slowly lower my knee down just as slow, taking my time here, stamping my foot up to the ceiling, big squeeze in my left glute, trying not to let my hips roll open, keeping my hip bones wrapped down to the ground. Nice and slow, stamping my heel up, big squeeze at the top. We never want to arch through our back here, so make sure your spine is staying nice and long. All right, you're gonna meet me at the top of your press coming up here. Make sure we're pressing heavy in the left hand. Maybe you even float your right fingertips, float your right arm long out in front of you, finding that true bird dog. Again, we should be really heavy in our left hand, light in the right. Guess I said something funny there. I'm not really sure what it was. We'll hold it high in 3, 2, 1. Little press, up an inch and down an inch, up an inch and down an inch. We're gonna change this up, moving into a fire hydrant, lowering your left knee down. I'm gonna pivot turn just a little bit so you don't have a terrible shot on the video. But we're gonna keep the dumbbell behind our knee, slowly lifting our knee up, squeezing through our outer glute, and then lowering our left knee back down. So you're opening out to the side versus back behind you this time. Keeping your left foot flexed or pointed, your choice. Again, we're heavy in the left hand, light in the right. Trying not to let our hips open up, but keeping our hip bones squared down to the ground. Your hip mobility is going to determine a lot of your range of motion here. All right, we're gonna hold our leg high in 3, 2, 1. You're gonna draw little circles to finish here. Left glute should really, really be hot. And we'll reverse our circles, opposite direction. We're gonna lose the dumbbell. We've got a lunge series in 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down. Dumbbell goes off to the side. We'll come standing up on the mat, stepping our left foot forward, our right foot back, left foot forward, right foot back, sliding in the left knee, a nice hinge forward. You got a straight line from the crown of your head to your back heel. I'm gonna take my hands behind my head, start with my good morning. I drop my chest down towards my left thigh, and I lift my chest back up to my hinge here, working through this left glute, left hamstring, big stretch at the bottom, big squeeze at the top. We're never really going to release the left glute, the left hamstring here. We're gonna keep it working pretty much this whole set. So just be ready for that. Starting to add on, we hold, we bend through the right leg, sinking down into your split lunge, a 90-degree angle, left knee over left ankle, hip in line with knee, and you press through your left heel to rise back up, adding our good morning back at the top, hinging forward, keeping a slight bend in the left knee, lifting your chest back up to the hinge, and then sinking back down into your split lunge. Again, taking your time here. It's all about time under tension, not how many reps we're doing. So think the slower you go, the better, the more you're gonna get out of this here. Taking it slow, bending 90-90 at the bottom, keeping the hinge at the top, working through that RDL. Do not underestimate these. They get spicy really, really quickly. Hence why I didn't record it again, because your girl's legs were tired. All right, we're gonna hold low in 3, 2, and 1. Hold low, little press up an inch and down an inch. Staying low, we're gonna add on here, bottom of your lunge. We're gonna cross our right foot behind, finding our curtsy lunge, and then coming back into our split lunge. Just isolating this curtsy, step back into your split lunge. All right, we're gonna put it all together coming up. We'll find our split lunge first. That's in 5. Split lunge first in 3, 2, 1. I slowly rise back up. I add my good morning, my RDL at the top. Big hinge in the hips, big stretch on the left glute, left hamstring. I sink back down into my split lunge nice and slow. I cross my right foot behind, finding my curtsy, come back into my split lunge, and then I rise back up. Really, really spicy through the left glute, left hamstring. Now, if you're not feeling it, y'all, add another curtsy, because dang, these were tough. All right, when I count you down, we're gonna stay low. We're gonna finish in our curtsy lunge. Finishing here in our curtsy, little press up 1 inch and down 1 inch. Up 1 inch and down 1 inch. We've got some squat walks in 3, 2, 1. Shake it out. We're gonna find a squat at the edge of our mat, sinking our hips back and down like we're sitting in a chair, stepping 1 foot out and then bringing it back into your squat. We're just traveling down our mat, moving laterally, staying low in the squat the whole time. Quads and glutes are really gonna start to feel it here. Taking it nice and slow, not stomping on the ground, really sending your hips back. If you need a counterbalance, you can reach your arms long out in front of you. That'll help you sink your hips back without falling backward. Just working through these squat walks, and then after this, we'll be back to our bird dog glute work. Stay strong here, y'all. You got this. We're not here forever. If you have a resistance band, lovely time to put it around your thighs. Give yourself a little added challenge for the outer glutes. Why not? If you have one, use it. We're almost out of it here. And we'll be back to our bird dogs coming up. Finishing out these last few squat walks. You got 3, 2, and 1. Stand it up, shake it out. Back to our bird dogs. You're gonna locate that 1 dumbbell, bringing it behind your right knee this time. Bringing our right hand back down to our mat, shoulders stacked over the wrist, core is pulled up and in. I'm gonna keep my right foot flexed or pointed up to you. Slowly starting to stamp my foot up to the ceiling. Big squeeze on my right glute, keeping my hamstring engaged, pulling my dumbbell between my calf and my hamstring, and then lowering my right knee back down. nice and slow. Exhaling as I press my foot up to the ceiling. Inhaling as I release. Again, you have the option to take the bird dog here. You can come up to your left fingertips. You can extend your left arm out in front of you, finding that full range bird dog. We're staying heavy in the right hand. I personally like to wrap my hand around my waist. It's a nice little spot to test my balance without reaching all the way over my head. Really making sure we're not opening up the hips here. We're keeping the right hip wrapped down to the ground. When I count you down, we'll hold our right leg high, moving into that little press that's coming up. In 3, 2, 1, little press, up 1 inch, down 1 inch, up 1 inch, down 1 inch. Small movements. You feel it more than you can see it. Super internal. You got 3, 2, 1. Shake it out. We're going to rotate a little bit, just slightly. Moving into that fire hydrant. Staying heavy in the right hand. I open my right leg out to the side for 3. Squeezing my outer glute, 2 and 1. I lower my knee back down for 3. Take it slow, 2 and 1. You can tap your knee down on the mat, or you can float your knee. Try not to lean into your left side body here. Keep your weight heavy in the right hand. Again, you can come up on your left fingertips, maybe even reach your left arm long out in front of you. A little bit more stability challenge here. We're always working core, right? That's what helps stabilize our body in everyday movements. Not that this is one of your everyday movements, but hey, it still is good practice. Working through those circles to finish here. You keep your right leg high, tiny little circles, and reversing your directions. Opposite direction here. Finish strong. We got that lunge series in 3, 2, 1. Bring your knee down. Dumbbell goes off to the side. You'll stand up on your mat. Right foot is coming forward this time. Left toes stay behind you. Hinging at the hips. Right knee stacked on top of the right ankle. I bring my hands behind my head. Dropping my chest for my deadlift, my good morning. Hinging forward, booty pops up to the sky. I exhale, I lift my chest back up to my hinge. Just working through this good morning, through this RDL. If you prefer hands at prayer, that works also here. Taking your time, really feeling that stretch through the backside of your right leg. Right glute should start to fire up here. All right, we're gonna add onto this here in 5. Meet me in your hinge in 3, in 2, and 1. Finding your hinge, we bend through our back knee, sink low for 3, 90, 90 at the bottom, 2, and 1. You're at the bottom, right knee stacked on top of the right ankle, hip in line with the knee, left knee under left hip. I press through my right heel to rise back up. Hands come behind my head, and I work through my RDL. Again, taking your time here. It's not about the number of reps we're doing, but the time we're spending in it, and this time is flying, y'all. We are almost through it. We are almost done. We've got one thing left after this. Of course, we got to add on our curtsy. I would never forget. But really moving slow here, taking your time, thinking about quality, thinking about your form. Number 1, we'll stay low and hold. Little press up an inch and down an inch. Curtsy lunge in 5. Stay low in 3, 2, and 1. You stay low through your right side. I cross my left foot behind, finding my curtsy lunge, and I come back into my split lunge. Just working through this curtsy. Step back, crossing it behind you, stepping back into your split lunge. Quads and glutes on fire. Super, super spicy. Moving slow through this, taking your time, staying heavy in the right leg, light in the left toes. We'll put it all together, rising up nice and slow. Hands come behind my head. I work through my good morning, my RDL. I lift my chest back up to my hinge. I bend through both knees, sinking nice and low. Crossing my left foot behind my right, finding my curtsy. Uncrossing my feet, and then rising back out of it. Y'all, we're almost there. It's 1 RDL, 1 good morning, into 1 split lunge, 1 curtsy lunge. At the bottom, before you rise all the way to the top, feel free to ladder out the curtsies, tap it out if you need to. Obviously, my glute is on fire, no doubt about it. But hey, that's why we're doing it, right? We're doing it to challenge ourselves. Final hold. You hold your curtsy lunge, little press up an inch and down an inch. Little press up an inch and down an inch. Or we got our finisher in 3, 2, and 1. Shake it out. You're going to come kneeling on your mat. Our finisher, a little bit fun challenge for your legs here. We're going to start by kneeling. You're going to walk up into your squat and then come back down into your kneeling position. back up into your squat, take it back down into your kneeling position. Your goal is to pretend there's a ceiling above your head and you're never gonna hit your head on the ceiling. So as low as you are kneeling, that's as low as you stay in your squat. If you need a modification here, you don't wanna come down to your knees every time, you can just hold your squat and work through a little press. And if you wanna challenge, arms reach long overhead, quad should really light it up right here and now. When I count you down, we're gonna hold the squat to finish. Final push coming up, y'all, in 3, 2, 1. Little press, down an inch and up an inch, finish it. You're out of this. Coming up, final push, finish strong. You got 5. We'll shake this out in 4. Last 3, 2, 1. Shake it out. Amazing work. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Basically what I'm saying here is that I died just as much as you did, and I can't wait to see y'all next week with another full body workout. Dumbbells optional always. Hope you have a great rest of your week. Thanks for working hard.